I'm about to expose a new life-changing method that transformed thousands of chronic procrastinators into unstoppable productivity powerhouses, overachievers, and go-getters. It's an unknown, never-before-revealed method scientifically proven to be absolutely fail-safe and supported by leading ADHD doctors and scientists like Dr. Russ Ramsey, Dr. Matthews, and Dr. Amy Marshall. This magic new method will destroy your procrastination, vaporize executive paralysis, and that endless feeling of being stuck, transform low motivation into a consistent rushing feeling of let's do this, and skyrocket your productivity, drive, and joy to finally get things done. And within less than 30 days, you'll experience a dramatic shift, effortlessly getting things done with peace and ease, almost like flipping a light switch on. Thousands who used the secret method described it as the closest thing to a magic bullet and as the real-life limitless pill, all without having to rely on medication, willpower, discipline, or any productivity hacks or tips. Keep watching, because over the next few minutes, I will uncover how this new method pulled me out of overwhelming frustration, chronic underachievement, and that suffocating feeling of always running behind in life, and how it turned that desperation into a daily victory march, mastering the art of achieving goals that once just seemed out of reach, and finally finding internal peace in my life after years of internal struggle and pain. This is not a nice to have fix for ADHD productivity challenges. This is for anyone who feels like traditional methods like journals, apps, and productivity systems are failing them. Thousands of people have already transformed their lives with this new method, which is backed by the sharpest minds in ADHD research, like Dr. Hallowell, Jay Perry, or Dr. Dale Archer. So get ready, because I'm about to uncover why this breakthrough produces results like magic, whether you have ADHD or not, why this method is guaranteed to work completely independent of willpower or discipline, and the shocking truth behind why every productivity hack is failing you, and how to fix it. But before I show you how this all works, you need to understand the journey that led to this life-changing discovery. The story is key. Without it, you won't fully grasp why this method is so powerful and how to use it to transform your own life. Let's dive in. I'm Nick, recognized as one of the world's leading ADHD thought leaders with over 3 million followers. Today, I'm living my dream, traveling the world as a full-time content creator and entrepreneur, experiencing a balanced, happy, and fulfilled life. My typical day, I start with a workout, then efficiently complete all my work tasks, including content creation, communicating with my team, contracts, taxes, and emails before noon, effortlessly, stress-free, and with ease. Then I happily enjoy my free time without undone tasks creeping up in the back of my mind, keeping me stressed throughout the day. But it wasn't always like that. Life nowadays often still feels like a dream when I remember how it used to be. Just a few years ago, I wasn't just lost, I was at my lowest. Living with undiagnosed ADHD felt like pure hell. Even now, I get goosebumps thinking about the frustration and hopelessness, feeling cursed and angry, almost ready to give up on my dreams forever. From an early age, I always felt like an outsider, like the world wasn't built for me. I couldn't pinpoint why, but I knew I was different from everyone else. When my family moved back to Germany for my father's work, I was thrown into one of the toughest education systems. I felt overwhelmed and constantly behind. I had no self-belief and struggled in school, excelling only in subjects I loved, but dragging myself through the rest. I'd planned to study weeks ahead, but my brain wouldn't cooperate. Every exam felt like a speeding train coming towards me, and I'd only managed to scramble at the last minute, barely passing by sheer luck. I was trapped in procrastination, wasting time in guilt and self-doubt, ashamed as I watched my life slip away. Even when I wasn't studying, I couldn't relax or have fun. I avoided everything, telling myself I needed to be productive. But in the end, I just barely survived. It felt like putting in 400% more pain and effort than others just to get 30% of the results they achieved. But the worst part was that teachers always told me I am smart and I have so much potential, labeling me as a gifted underachiever that I could achieve so much if I just tried. Everyone just decided I was lazy and uninterested, but no one saw that I was trying so hard, or understood the internal battle I was fighting all the time. I just felt like being held back by this invisible force wanting me to fail in life. After high school and barely getting into university, the same pattern just continued. And it got worse. I developed severe anxiety. I struggled to sleep and even handle my normal life. So I decided to see a therapist. I didn't know it at the time, but soon I'd enter a pivotal moment of my ADHD journey. A few therapy sessions in, my therapist suggested I see an ADHD specialist, leaving me puzzled and frustrated because I felt broken again. Weeks later, sitting with a psychiatrist, his questions suddenly made my whole life make sense. Do you tend to almost always complete tasks last minute? Do you feel like you can never catch a break? Are you constantly feeling overwhelmed or anxious? Do you feel like you have lots of potential but just can't realize it? I was like, yes, 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 and yes. And I got the diagnosis, ADHD. There it was, a scientific reason for the chaos in my mind. I wasn't weird, lazy, or dumb, I just have ADHD. The diagnosis was liberating, lifting years of weight in an instant. Soon after, I was prescribed Ritalin and I finally felt hope. I believed I could break free from procrastination and find balance, and I did. My life turned around completely. I remember the first day I took medication sitting in a dreaded tax law seminar. Suddenly, I felt like a genius, absorbing information effortlessly. Tasks that once seemed impossible now felt easy, and I even started participating in class. Fueled by my love for movies, I set the goal to become a full-time content creator. Confident I had broken free from the ADHD cycle, I began making videos consistently, gained traction on YouTube, and made huge progress at uni. Everything was going so well. It felt almost too good to be true, which it was. Over time, the effects of Ritalin faded and I had to increase the dose, which is when things started to fall apart. My professional life was improving, but my personal life spiraled downward. Each dose gave me about 6 hours of focus, followed by a severe come down, an hour of depression, and a craving for cheap dopamine. It felt like my brain had been hijacked. Taking Ritalin daily messed with me a lot, and my relationship suffered. My girlfriend at the time said I wasn't the same Nick she once knew, and we nearly broke up. She was right. Everything that made me me, like being spontaneous and creative, vanished. I couldn't sleep. I felt restless and woke up stressed, sweating, trapped in an endless race. My anxiety skyrocketed to unbearable levels. I had traded a few hours of focus for a nightmare, trapped in another vicious cycle. In my efforts to belong, I lost myself. Researching the medication, I learned that nearly 50% of ADHD medication users experience side effects. While it works for some, it didn't for me. With my doctor's guidance, I decided to quit, leaving me back at square one. Imagine running a race, giving it your all, only to realize you haven't even started. That's how it felt. I entered a dark time, feeling cursed and hopeless, like I was stuck in a prison with no escape. At my lowest, hopelessness turned into anger, which eventually became determination. And I swore to myself that I need to find a solution to this problem. And I committed right there and then to solve this, no matter the cost. Over the next few months, I spent thousands of euros trying to find a natural solution that worked consistently. Many successful people have ADHD, so I knew there must be a way. I began learning everything I could about my ADHD brain, eventually finding a 2008 study that revealed ADHDers have naturally lower dopamine levels, which impacts willpower, motivation, and focus, especially for tasks we don't enjoy. This explained why productivity systems failed for me. When they were exciting, they provided dopamine, but once the novelty wore off, so did the motivation. I thought if I could raise my dopamine, I'd have the willpower to follow through. And so I researched natural ways like exercise and supplements. But while some helped, none were enough to consistently boost my dopamine to neurotypical levels. I realized that whatever solution I needed couldn't rely on my dopamine levels, willpower, or discipline, which felt impossible at the time. Then, as luck would have it, I had a big project deadline approaching for something important I was working on. I procrastinated until the last day, when I worked 12 hours straight and hyper-focused to finish it. I wondered, why could I only work under extreme pressure, and if I could access this superpower without the anxiety? So I researched it and understood the difference between internal and external triggers. Internal triggers like willpower are unreliable, but external ones like deadlines from others consistently drive performance. Remembering how deadlines always triggered my hyperfocus, I hired an accountability coach, hoping that he'd keep me on track. But I found myself doing tasks the last minute before each meeting, still struggling with focus for the rest of the time. So I thought, what if I recreated that last minute pressure daily? or even hourly instead of weekly. I approached my accountability coach with the idea, and he made suggestions we implemented immediately. We went ahead and had meetings every day. We structured it like this. The first 5 minutes of the meeting, I tell him what task I wanted to accomplish over the next hour. Then I went ahead and worked for 50 minutes while he was with me on the call with our cameras on. And in the last 5 minutes of our meeting, he would hold me accountable for what I had accomplished. The first times we tried it, it worked almost too well. No executive dysfunction or focus issues, just me and my tasks easily completed. But I didn't celebrate yet, as early results often fade, as we know. However, after months of trying it repeatedly, it worked every single time, even for the tasks I dreaded, like my taxes. The only problem? It was way too expensive. My coach charged $100 an hour, and I couldn't afford more than 1 session per week at the time, which wasn't nearly enough to meet my goals. I then tried it with a friend, but without the same accountability, we got nothing done. And I came across a research study from Dr. Matthews of the Association for Talent Development. The researchers found that you have the following probabilities of completing a goal by taking these actions. Having an idea or goal, 10% likely to complete the goal. Consciously deciding that you will do it, 25%. Deciding when you will do it, 40%. Planning how to do it, 50%. Committing to someone that you will do it, 65%. Having a specific accountability appointment with someone you've committed to, 95%. I mean, this made complete sense. Back in school, friends or family holding me accountable never worked, but deadlines from teachers always pushed me to get things done even at the last minute. That's when I had a breakthrough. What if I could recreate that pressure with my ADHD community by splitting the cost of a coach who held us accountable? I brought together a group, mostly with ADHDers, and we started daily focus sessions with our coach, setting goals and tackling our toughest tasks. At first, I was worried that the group dynamic would dilute the commitment, but after just a few minutes, the same focus kicked in. I was working at hyperspeed, finishing tasks effortlessly, even the ones I dreaded. After 50 minutes, everyone, ADHD or not, had crushed their goals. The group dynamic supercharged our accountability, making us even more productive. Over the next few months, this system worked like magic. It felt like accessing the pressure of an exam deadline minus the anxiety. And it wasn't just me. Everyone in the group saw incredible progress. I wanted to understand why this was working so well, so I looked for scientific evidence. I found an article by Dr. Russ Ramsey, an ADHD specialist, who noted that adults with ADHD are more likely to engage in tasks when someone else is present. I also came across social facilitation theory, where Norman Triplett discovered the co-action effect, explaining why working alongside others boosts performance. Specifically, he observed an increase in task performance purely due to having another person present also performing a task. Norman Triplett's audience effect explains how the presence of others, like my friends alongside my coach, boosts performance. A 2012 study on mirror neurons showed that seeing others focus can trigger us to do the same, which explains why our group focus sessions have been so effective. There's more. A 2019 study found that social interactions, like the first 5 minutes of our sessions, increase dopamine, boosting willpower and motivation. Dr. David McClelland's human motivation theory also shows that comparing ourselves to high achievers makes us more likely to achieve, just like in our focus sessions. By now, you should know the exact steps we took to eliminate executive dysfunction, procrastination, and poor focus, enabling us to consistently get things done and finally make progress. We discussed how ADHDers can't rely on willpower due to low dopamine, making traditional productivity methods ineffective. We also talked about how external deadlines trigger last-minute pressure and how we can access that pressure daily through focus sessions with an accountability coach and a committed group. Now you might be wondering, how can I find a group to do this with? Where can I find an accountability coach? How do I manage it all? You could try doing it on your own, but it might take a while to set everything up. That's why I made this video, to share this proven method that's helped me and many others, both with and without ADHD. My goal is to help 1 million ADHDers by 2030, which led to the launch of Focus Revolution. This is the first ever interactive program, allowing anyone with or without ADHD to leverage the method I taught you earlier to become hyper-productive and get things done. With Focus Revolution, anyone can achieve laser-sharp focus and tackle daily tasks effortlessly, paving the way for major long-term achievements and a well-rounded life so you can finally reach balance and internal peace. And our launch earlier this year was just stone cold proof for this. Just listen to what our members have had to say about it.
It's like magic.
I get much more work done.
It's been life-changing. It really has.
It raised my happiness, not even 100%, but 500%.
Procrastination cycle, like we talked about before, was pretty much over with.
Now I can get things done that I dreaded to do. That's so incredible.
This is the miracle. Like, really, I know that sounds like crazy, but I never thought when I joined that it would change my life so much so quickly.
I'm getting much more done.
Basically just gave it a shot, and thank God it worked. It's changed a lot. I'll keep doing it.
I think in the first week I did more what I did in the last 3 years.
I got so much better focusing.
Let's walk through the interactive program so you can see all the amazing features awaiting you. The last one is my personal favorite and one our members can't stop raving about. Here's what you'll get after joining. Focus sessions. You'll get unlimited 24/7 access to our focus sessions, led by top-tier experts. Whether it's tackling a big project, work tasks, taxes, or household chores, you can join anytime and get things done effortlessly. Here's how it works. At the start, you declare your tasks to the coach and the group. Then, for 50 minutes, you dive into deep work. This method works because it combines expert guidance with peer accountability, giving you the pressure of a deadline without the stress. The best part, you're not relying on willpower or discipline. The external accountability naturally boosts your focus, which is why the results have been incredible. Just hear what our members say. Timothy has accomplished more in 3 months with focus sessions than in the last 6 months. Jeremy says he's now procrastinating on procrastination. Sophie loves how she gets more done and has guilt-free time for hobbies, friends, and family. Hannah says she's had her most productive days in months. You'll also get access to our weekly group planning and goal-setting calls with our top focus experts designed to simplify your path to success. In these calls, experts help you set clear weekly goals, breaking them down into manageable daily tasks. They'll also help you schedule focus sessions around your calendar, ensuring you stay on track. It's the same principle that drove hyper-consistency earlier. Clear goals, scheduled sessions, and the accountability guarantee that you'll stay productive and achieve success. This approach makes regular attendance and results inevitable. The interactive program. You'll also get direct access to the Focus Revolution interactive program, designed specifically for ADHDers by experts. As dopamine-deficient individuals, we need a different approach. After 6 years of research and talking with leading ADHD experts like Dr. Hallowell, I developed this groundbreaking program with a team of world-class experts to help you conquer ADHD. It covers everything from demystifying brain chemistry, providing strategies for success, handling negative emotions, trauma, and life structure, plus diet and work tips for peak performance. This program offers clear, actionable solutions to end procrastination, eliminate executive paralysis, and achieve life-changing focus without relying on willpower or discipline. It's your all-in-one guide to understanding and mastering ADHD. The foolproof momentum tracker and consistency checklist. Another game changer is the foolproof momentum tracker and consistency checklist, included as a free bonus. This tool helps you visually track your progress and see how many days you've been consistent, turning it into a positive challenge you won't want to break. I've used it myself, and it feels like it hacks my dopamine, making me addicted to staying consistent. You'll also get lifetime access to all future updates. We release new features every month, like the ADHD Mindfulness Guide, which offers fun, gamified meditations designed to help you stay centered and in control. Plus, there are even more bonuses coming your way 100% free. Bonus number 1, weekly calls with ADHD experts. On top of everything, we have live weekly calls with me, our focus experts, and top ADHD experts from my network. You'll connect deeply with the community and get personalized advice. We've hosted Dr. Hallowell, and we plan to bring in more experts like Dr. Dale Archer, author of ADHD Advantage. You'll have the chance to ask individualized questions, get feedback, and learn what has worked for others. Imagine finally getting answers to struggles you faced for years. Each week, a new expert will join, keeping things fresh and engaging. And we're still not done. Bonus number 2, community. You'll gain access to our unstoppable ADHD community, favorite feature for many, including myself. While the focus sessions are loved, the community itself is even more cherished. This group is filled with like-minded people who truly understand you, offering a space where ADHDers can finally let down their guard and feel heard. Many describe it as the first place they've ever felt completely understood, leading to lifelong friendships, relationships, and strong accountability partners. With this level of support and energy, progress is inevitable. But don't take my word for it. See for yourself how this community lifts each other up and celebrates daily wins. So, to summarize, you are going to get unlimited focus sessions, available 24/7, weekly planning and goal-setting calls, the Focus Revolution interactive program, access to our supportive ADHD community, weekly live calls, the foolproof momentum tracker and consistency checklist, as well as access to our brand new meditation and nutrition guide and all future bonuses. So, you might be wondering, how much is this going to cost? I've invested heavily to make this thing happen, hiring over 15 top focus experts and ADHD specialists, because my reputation depends on delivering a product I truly believe in. Quality doesn't come cheap, but when you compare Focus Revolution to traditional $100 to $300 an hour coaching, it's a total bargain. What's it worth to stop procrastinating, break free from overwhelm, get tasks done consistently, and finally enjoy guilt-free free time? A few years ago, I couldn't have put a price tag on that. Some members of my team even suggested we charge $1,000 a month for the value and results members get. But my main goal with Focus Revolution is to help 1 million ADHDers break free from the negative side of ADHD and turn it into their advantage. Therefore, it needs to be accessible for as many people as possible, regardless of their financial situation. This means you don't have to invest $1,000 a month or even $500 a month to get access. I am offering you direct access to Focus Revolution and all its perks for just a one-time fee of $197, and then after the first month, $77 a month ongoing, which you can cancel at any time. So click the link in the description and join us in Focus Revolution and book your first focus session right away. And to prove to you that this works, I'm gonna make it a guaranteed no-brainer for you. I am adding a 100% no questions asked money back guarantee. This means you don't have to make a decision right now. Just say maybe and book your first focus session and experience for yourself how your executive dysfunction will vanish, how easy it will be to focus on the most boring tasks, how you will consistently get things done without procrastinating and without having to rely on willpower or discipline. Then you can decide if it was worth it. If you don't get good results, I can't feel good about keeping your money. So if it doesn't work for you or you just don't like it for any reason, which I highly doubt, you can always reach out to our dedicated support team and you'll get a 100% refund, no questions asked. We don't charge ADHD tax here. Go ahead and click the link in the description of this video and try out your first focus session 100% risk-free right now. The only risk you could possibly face is that you come back and see a higher price for Focus Revolution, because soon I'm sadly gonna have to increase the price to $497 up front and then $147 a month. This is to cover the costs of hiring more focus experts as we grow, donate to ADHD charities, and continue to put more money into the evolution of this product. But if you get in today, you'll benefit from legacy pricing, which means the price will stay at $77 a month for you forever. Click the link below and join right now. To sum it up, you basically have two choices with two very different outcomes. Option 1, keep doing what you're doing, staying stuck in procrastination, inconsistency, and overwhelm, likely in the same place a year or more from now. Option 2, join the Focus Revolution today and see how you can instantly focus, eliminate executive dysfunction, and make consistent progress towards your goals, freeing yourself from that endless pile of undone tasks. I know, it's a big promise, but you've seen the results. You have nothing to lose with our 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. If it's not for you, you'll get a full refund. I promise you. Click the link below to join Focus Revolution today. Stay inspired, and I'll see you inside.
I get much more work done. The thing is, I was procrastinating a lot, especially like days when I don't have an appointment, when I have nothing apart from recording podcasts, writing a new course, like doing the work, but no live calls, whatever. I was not able to structure the day. It was like time went by. I was YouTubing. I was there. I was like decluttering a bit, and then talking on the phone, and time was running, And this has changed completely.
I have to say, I find it like almost unbelievable. It's been 2 weeks almost, I think. And it's so great. Like, I was a bit skeptical at first when Sebastian told me, "Oh, you need to see this video of Nick who's going to tell us about the focus secrets and things like that." I had trouble, of course, focusing on tasks. A lot of procrastination. So it was difficult to get started on tasks for me, and everything would seem like a big mountain.
I love the synergy of the group. I love this sort of synergy, that this idea, this mind flow is like a common consciousness. I mean, like you are in this group, you are part of something that is bigger than you, but you feel like you are meaningful once in your life. Okay, you feel like that time is just yours. Okay, and it's precious because you realize how hard has been with other people to get things done. And I would say that it's a good feeling because you don't want to disappoint yourself, but at the same time you want to make other people feel disappointed. So this mechanism of accountability, I found it really the key.
It's like an addiction. I can't do anything without booking a focus session. If I don't book a focus session, I don't work. So I'm pretty much every day 6 hours a day in the session. It's not even hard to get up or to be on time. It's just really motivating. The session starts at 9. I'm there at 9 and I start working.
Finally, I'm where I belong. I feel like I'm surrounded by the right people. I feel safe. I feel good. Most importantly, I feel good about myself. I do. I feel good about myself. So I feel like if I'm in this group with these type of people, I'm not doing too bad.
I'm almost like speechless because I did have an ADHD coach I found a few years ago when I was like at the end of my ropes and my husband was like so done with me. And at that point in my life, every time I made a mistake, I had this voice in my head that said, "You are so stupid, you must die." That guy's a little, yeah. And I love the breathing exercises because I've always had this little voice in my head that's always like, "Don't breathe." So this is really, really helping. Like I had probably a lot of trauma in the past, so those negative voices are starting to disappear.